5,000.
Excellent.
All right, the time is now 7:01, and I'm going to call to order the November 16th meeting of the Tilton Budget Committee. And the first item of business are the minutes. Please review those. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I came in late, that's why I don't remember that.
I thought in the discussion, the first page, the paragraph, that we're discussing merit raises. I thought it was supposed to be they reevaluate department heads every few years to make sure wages are competitive.
I'm not sure where you are.
And that, it starts with Chairman Alden, right in the middle of the page,
Okay,
at the bottom.
yeah.
It says Selectman Constantine explained that the select board reevaluate departments every few years. I thought it was department heads. But maybe not.
I thought it was department, because they do the clerks and everything, I
Okay.
believe. Any comments? Corrections?
One more.
Yeah.
Sorry. It said that a miscalculation of the surface area will bring the costs in higher than expected. I thought that was for a road, not for the sidewalk. Page 2. First big paragraph. Oh, yeah, page 2. And down at the bottom, it says the project may be delayed until spring. They have a contract with R&D paving, R&D for the paving. A miscalculation of the surface area will bring the costs in higher than expected. I thought that was for a road. Right here. In this paragraph right here.
I thought it was for the sidewalk too, isn't it, John? I'm going from the selectmen's meeting.
I thought that one of the roads was measured at 22 feet. In reality, it was 24 feet. Ridge Road or something like that.
We'll have to wait till Selectman Constantino returns, because he's the one who gave us the information.
So it says $1,100 possibly spent on stuffed animals for the
Yeah.
parade, is that
That's for the
what
parade.
it was?
Yeah,
Were they throwing them? Giving
they
them
give them to the kids
out? Oh, okay.
at the end, under the
Help Santa out, in case there's any kids watching. Visit with the kids at Tilton.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? All right, we'll wait until Selectman Constantino returns to ask that before we approve or disapprove. All right. Is Have you heard from any of the people who were supposed to be here?
There was one person downstairs waiting. I told her to come up, but
Oh, yeah, she just walked up.
yeah, she was here and then she left.
I haven't seen her. There was a cleaning lady that came up,
No,
No, this is one of these people.
Dawn Schimber.
Yeah, yeah, she came up, poked her head up, and then,
Shy.
I think the Pines is having a fundraiser.
That was last night. Spaghetti dinner? It was last night, I thought.
I think the senior spaghetti is tonight.
No, it's the,
That's what the brochure on the bulletin board said was tonight. Maybe it was the Pines.
See what you're missing, Jane?
No, I thought it was last night. I thought Bob Cormier and,
To the Google.
it was Joe Jason and them, I thought it was on Thursday. I made it still going. There you are. Were you waiting for him? Well, our first
Early?
group is not here, so if you two would like to come on up and join us.
Perfect.
We're running early today. Who would have guessed?
Hi.
Wait, let's see,
Oh,
maybe.
wait a minute.
Hi, are you Child and Family Services?
All right.
Come on up.
Ready?
We're ready for you. Hi, I'm Jane Alden, I'm Chair of the Budget Committee, and I'll have the Budget Committee introduce themselves and go around.
Stanley Brown?
Christine Dembitsky.
Juliet Harvey.
I'm John Scanlon.
Eric Potter.
Tony, can you sign in?
Hi, Tony, yes, please sign the sheet. And we appreciate you coming. We understand it was a change because you were scheduled to come an earlier time, and there was a change, so I guess the information never got to you, so,
Oh, yeah, I didn't, sorry for myself.
yeah.
There was some turnover in staff, so probably lost in the shuffle. So you guys have all the stuff that was sent up, the letter with the information. Want me to go through it? Most of you guys are familiar, so.
Well, I think we're familiar, most of us are familiar with it.
Yeah, so I'm happy to answer questions.
And I see that there's no increases,
Yeah, we're asking, I believe, in the same amount.
Level fund, yeah.
Yeah. Which is great.
You're still not receiving money from Belknap County at all?
Not the county itself, no.
Okay.
Most of the towns, but not the county itself, no.
Anybody have any questions?
No, most of our new faces aren't here tonight.
Yeah, we
So that's why
have one new
everybody
member,
on.
he's not
Yeah.
here, so. We understand that you continue to do a very good job in serving the citizens of Tilton.
Yeah, we hope so. You know, we did a little bit of service in the past year. And we always try and combine what we get from the towns with all our other funding and kind of make it all work. So, you know, it's a large sum of money to the town, you know, to our budget, it's not a huge sum of money, but if we don't get it, you know, it's always a challenge to try and be able to maintain the service level. So it's great to be able to include that in the funding and continue to do what we do, for sure.
I have one question in that, government grants and private contracts, you are in the hole on that line item for your
For income.
income?
You're looking at the year-to-date. the
September
9-month
30th.
report.
Income statement, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That and underneath it, program service fees. Is
Yeah.
there any particular reason for that, and how do you hope to alleviate that?
yeah, well, you can see it's offset by savings and salaries lines down below. You know, see, they're down below budget too, so there's two programs that make that up mostly. Our elderly services program which we don't do up this way. The closest we do to here is the Concord area. But that's the Title 20 program through the state. It's like home care services. You go in and assist elderly, low-income folks with housekeeping type stuff. Our biggest problem there is staffing. So there's actually a wait list for the program, but we're not using, it's a fee-for-service program, so we get paid on an hourly basis from the state. And because we don't have the staff, we're not using the funds, and that's why the salaries are down as well.
What determines what areas you provide that service in?
The state contract. Yeah. And I think in Tilton, I know,
I believe there's
is it
a,
Lakes Region Community Services
Yeah, I
Council?
believe
They've
it
got
is.
an elderly service
Yeah.
program. I think they cover Tilton. We touch, I think, like, we might even come up into Northfield. I don't think we do anything in Tilton out of our contract.
no, I don't think you do either, that's,
Franklin, I know we hit a little bit. So that's the majority of it.
and is your director, is that a vacancy?
The development director is a vacancy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have, what are the plans to replace that?
It's being advertised right now. She just left within the month, and actually, the person who wrote this letter, Ruth Zacks, is our prior development
Yes,
director. who was
Ruth is
doing-
the one that we
she's been
usually
here.
see, yes.
Yeah, and I used to come with her sometimes
Yeah.
if we both could make it, yeah. So she's still working for us on a part-time basis and has upped her hours a little bit.
Okay.
But it's a challenge, even those higher level positions are a challenge these days. The economy the way it is, nonprofits not being able to pay the higher salaries, it's a struggle filling all positions.
I haven't any questions. Anybody else have any?
Nope, I'm good.
Thank you very
If you
much.
do have any, you can contact Ruth and myself,
Okay.
happy to follow up with anything you guys have.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you for your work.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for willing to see that.
Two friendly faces.
Yes, we always come early because we know you folks are efficient and on time, so.
Right, you was down with the signing on the sheet. I think everybody
got the
knows
right town?
everybody. Good to see you too.
You as well. Thank you for having us.
Where's the,
Okay.
Gets passed around.
so the request is like about 300 more than the prior year? About?
One of the things I would need to begin with, thank you for bringing that up, is that we had seen the figures, the finalized figures for the health insurance increase.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was more than what we thought. So I have some figures on there. So that would increase it a little bit more, but we also have done some fundraising. So we would like to then decrease it to offset it with the fundraising. So would you like to know figures?
Yes, if you have
Okay,
those.
thank you.
Just got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I
sorry.
apologize. So we are asking for $44,411.
So that would be,
From 567 to...
yeah, that's under last year's.
156
Oh,
under.
okay. But I thought you said the health insurance was gonna be more.
The health insurance is more, but we hadn't previously taken into consideration our fundraising. This past weekend was a good weekend. for fundraising.
Nice! Christmas!
We did some raking on Veterans Day, and we did.
Oh,
we did a craft
nice.
fair. So we were able to then say, okay,
Wonderful.
share of that was $738 between our fundraising donations. And we do have one grant that is from the alcohol fund. It hasn't been signed. Hopefully it was signed today.
Okay.
Okay, so we completed the initial requirements, and we've satisfied the requirements for the first half of the grant, which was $1,250. When we complete the grant, then we'll receive the other $1,250, which will be probably early next year. But as I said, even though it's there, it hasn't been
Right.
finalized.
Have you found an increase in the need for your services with the increase in the drug problems we've had in New Hampshire?
Yes. Yes, in two different ways. One is, of course, the young people experimenting and getting involved, and some of them are involved in some heavy-duty things, you know. But even more so, what I see even more than that is the children affected by their parents' drug use and incarceration. The parent is absent from the family altogether because of drug addiction, and so I see a lot of kids being raised by other family members, and struggling with that issue in their lives, and also being frequently compared to maybe the parent who is addicted, and, you know, I don't want you to turn out like, you know, an addiction, and, you know, I mean, so there's a lot of fallout, and it's very,
Are you being called in more from the school as a result?
yes, I do a lot of support, especially at the middle school level. I do a lot of support, and mostly it is risky behaviors, but also death of a parent, you know, problems in the family. I had four boys help with the raping. All of them have been involved in the program, but only one had been through court diversion. The other one, anger management, you know, support, and they've used the program to help.
John, do you want to explain the fundraising too?
Well, we've done a series of things, and we were kind of trying to see what made the most sense for youth assistance program. We have recently just kind of did an appeal to some of the businesses and area people, some of whom had said, gee, we would like to contribute, so we kind of formalized it and did do an appeal letter. So we did receive some feedback from that and a donation, which was really great. And then the other two projects I've been doing with the youth, and that's really cool because even when we don't make money, we spend quality time together, we do community service projects, and so, but we started out like at the old home day here in Northfield. And we thought we would sell, and the kids were like, okay, we would sell, you know, homemade goods at the parade. Well, that didn't go at all. You know, we didn't really make anything. That didn't work.
Should have been greasy burgers.
Oh my gosh. So then we went to Old Home Day and we did a community service project with the younger kids. So that was kind of nice because I think parents, you know, I, as a parent, would get tired of spending a lot of money. So if teenagers are willing to sit with my youngster and color and do whatever, so that was nice. So we did good outreach and good program, you know, got the word out about the program. And then we had a donation of horseshoes. So I don't know if you've seen my office, but the kids have spent a lot of time decorating horseshoes. So we went to the crafts fair at the high school, and we made $190
Nice.
selling decorated horseshoes. So, I mean, it was kind of nicer. Only $10, and, you know,
Something different.
If you've never stopped in to see the setup down on Main Street, stop in sometime. Don's usually there. And you participated in the Halloween parade and everything. And I see you and your kids all over the place. I never know when I'm going to see you. I look up and there you are, someplace and pop up. So I think you do a lot with the young people. Anybody have any questions or comments?
I don't have time, but it looks like, it says on the brochure, it's established by the townspeople of Northfield, Sanborn. Do you serve Sanborn?
we don't. The brochure is a little old, so,
okay.
and it was established, and we worked with Singleton for many, many years, and a number of years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago, they decided to no longer fund the program.
Oh, okay. So
And
they are no longer served.
they are no longer served. They don't receive any prevention services, which is really difficult at the middle school level especially.
Okay.
Don's been very gracious. As the chairman, we have the principal a vice principal, the school resource officer from Tilton, and other people who serve, but the school district is very frustrated because they'll have two kids, one from Northfield and one from Sandton, who'll get into some kind of altercation. They like to work with Dawn in our program, and they do with the Northfield kid, but the Sandton kid, and I mean, I'm not going to say any names of the school personnel, but I think most of them, if they were at this table, would tell you they're very frustrated.
Is there a way to get them back?
We've tried, Eric. We've wrote letters, we've appealed. We did, the last 3 letters that we wrote, we didn't get the courtesy of a response, even to say, thanks, but no. There was a little bit of politics in there, I think, when it broke down, and some people that had, it's a long story, but we figured we'd give it some time to heal, go back. Obviously, they've had some changes in different boards and groups and that stuff. We haven't made, after the third time, no response, we didn't make an attempt. I often think we should again. The board of directors really wasn't too excited about it.
I think there's a new chair of the budget committee, though.
Is there?
Yeah,
Well,
I believe so.
Well, then maybe next year we can make the appeal. I really would like, and I know it's difficult for the teachers to get involved in politics, but I think if they spoke to their group like they speak with us about how frustrating it is. And I don't know how kids feel, it's like, well, he got off on that, but I had to go to youth assistance, so, it's kind of, well, actually, the school has to take an alternative action against it, which they'd rather not do. They'd rather send them to us, but unfortunately, it is what it is, and I know many parents the same way who are frustrated that that's happening. Maybe if there is a new chair and some new faces, then maybe it's an attempt to make next year, and at least right on that. I think it's important.
I'm in the school, so I do a lot of prevention work in the school, and obviously work with the kids in the classrooms. We're not, saying you're Tilton, you're Northfield, you're Sandton. But I do talk to the group and say, that they're welcome to come down, and if I can't help them, I will refer them. And so that's kind of what we need. So, I didn't want them to think that they weren't welcome, but we'll find out for them.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
One other quick question. Is this program pretty much the same thing as the program up in Plymouth, Katy, Communities Against? Is it almost the same, or is it pretty much very similar?
Very similar. And we, along with Deb Nero, she belongs to New Hampshire Juvenile Court Diversion Network, of which we're accredited for as well. So so we do similar things.
I see.
They do a lot of prevention, and honestly, sometimes I'll be like, I really like that, and they'll be like, oh, you want to use it? And I'll be like, yeah, I'd love to. So the PowerPoint I do with the 8th grade on the law, I actually was able to
Take them.
so we work together.
Okay, thanks.
I have a question.
Yes.
It looks like we got out of the red on general fund in 15. How's it looking in 16? Still out of the red?
Yeah, I think we are.
Good.
And the fundraising offset that we show you folks tonight, and we'll show Northfield, most everybody at this table knows, the families that we deal with, we often get questioned like, well, why don't you charge the family center? Well, if we say to them, you're going to pay $25.
It won't go.
Right, they're not going to come.
Yeah.
And it's going to affect the child, so the towns of Tilton and Northfield have been gracious. This program's been in existence since 1975. Started by Dick Smart. Any of you at the table who remember Dick Smart, and in an attempt to give kids a second chance, and that's what it's all about. And this town and Northfield have been very gracious. As a taxpayer and a user of the youth assistance program on 1 out of 2 kids, I'm always grateful. So,
Yeah.
If you could send us updated financials,
At the end of the year,
yeah,
definitely.
Glad you-
okay,
Yeah, because you were under budget at 928, so it's looking good.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Peter.
I'm glad you could get here on time tonight.
Yes.
Jane would have known.
Lights on.
We're locking that door.
On your way out, did you lock the door?
You're early.
That's it. You're all done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good night, folks.
Well, I guess, do you have any idea what that is?
Just meeting downstairs.
Fire, but is that what
I think it's the Pine Reclamation or something.
I'm gonna check Facebook, excuse me, I'm gonna look up.
What time were they supposed to come?
See when that,
I can't even read what they were asking for.
I'll go down to the men's room.
did everybody get the email? Has everybody had an opportunity to read the email that Tim sent?
The
Yeah,
one about
tax
the
rate?
tax?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't some of that
skimmed through
based on the recycling and other things, or is it just, we got an increase because of the highway department, that,
What, the
tax rate?
no, the tax rate went up because of the fire department, schools, I believe.
Okay.
I think
Yeah, it's like
that's why it went
22
up.
cents or something.
But she, yeah, it's went up 22 cents, which really isn't much at all.
No, I was surprised, but I saw that they
I'm
took
talking about, he sent out an
175.
email about the highway, I believe.
Yeah.
If the highway, how much,
I don't
Is
remember
that the one we have a
Remember the
copy of?
tax line.
yeah, it came out late this afternoon, you responded to it.
I did?
Yeah, it's this one
Oh,
right
it's the
here.
tax
We got a
one I
copy in our
responded to.
packet.
It's not just the tax one, it's
Oh,
in
it
our
is.
packet.
Yeah, what additional cost for the wages,
Yeah.
public works, it's right here.
Okay, where'd it go? Where's it?
Right here.
This is yours.
Oh, well, that's why.
All right, and the roads cut off, I went into my email, and basically what it says, if
I
the
read it.
incremental cost is $15,098 for a full year, a cost for a full year for the additional highway person.
Oh, okay.
And if the Public Works Department were to use them as opposed to using the landscaping service, the
Right.
incremental cost would be $6,660.
Oh, well, that sounds better.
Okay? So I think we should look into that. Is that something that the selectmen?
I mean, we can do a 3 months trial or something. It's only 3 months summer.
See if that's something
true.
that they could handle this next
Cut the
year.
budget down by
I'm going to push for it myself.
9,000.
All right.
I think, we have a lot more personnel. We replaced the part-time with full-time, because we used to get part-time winter and part-time summer.
Exactly.
So now we have full-time, and we have very capable people over there. We have the equipment, the employees, we've been sending them to different school training classes. Recently, there's one on cutting and maintaining trees
Oh,
and that, so.
So the reason why you got rid of the 2 part-timers were because too hard to fill those slots, or
Consistently to fill them.
because it was too much turnover?
Well, I think we were hiring 2 different people in the summertime, and then 1 to 3 in the winter, if you
Oh.
can find them.
Oh, yeah, they're hard to find in them,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
Oh,
So it's more
just
cost,
keep it-
it was cost effective
Yeah.
to go to a full-time.
well, maybe...
Except for benefits.
Except for retirement.
Exactly.
and holidays.
But if
I think
it's,
part of it is also getting
But this-
things like
Yes.
this included in that.
Jamie missing it.
no, you got pond.
Well,
Today's the 16th.
Yep.
Last call for meatballs.
She's gonna pick up the phone and better have leftovers.
very odd,
Wednesday.
Let's adjourn and we'll go there.
Spaghetti day.
Oh,
but I know.
is it still on right now? We could adjourn.
We could go there.
Yeah, let's have the rest of the meeting there.
Comes from-
Jane's buying.
doesn't it seem- Wouldn't you think that would be a poor choice? To sit and eat spaghetti as opposed to coming here? Not everybody.
No, we can conduct the meeting at the spaghetti dinner.
Well, that's true. It wasn't posted.
You sent them,
I did, but they're supposed to be here at 7:45, so they may show.
okay.
True.
Let's wait then.
Okay.
See if the spaghetti, what time? It's
It's
till
only
8 o'clock.
15 minutes.
Let's wait. Guess we'll wait.
I could have ate
saw-
my spaghetti dinner in 15
Did you see
minutes.
Pat when you went down there?
No.
MIA.
We should have the spaghetti dinner.
Oh, no, she would have came out, I mean,
Was she supposed to have spaghetti? She made spaghetti, remember? Anybody have any questions as a result of going over the financials that we got last week? Any additional questions?
Have we voted on anything yet?
No, I don't know.
I would rather wait till where everybody's here before we vote. We could, but it makes more sense to wait till...
No, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
No, we have voted, we could do that. I guess we could vote on the cemetery, but I'd like to have Matthew here, especially since he's never been here before.
That's good.
That's the first year.
But I just want to make sure, I didn't,
yeah, then he'll know how to vote.
Yeah.
We'll teach him
Teach him how to do.
Well, you know, we really don't have much
to vote on.
to,
so we don't meet next week.
It's like 3 or 4.
and we don't meet next week, don't forget.
Oh,
Eat your
okay.
turkey.
Well, that's Thursday, so
Yeah.
Wednesday we could have.
And I would say the next meeting, then we'll vote on these various ones that are contact items.
Do we meet on November 30th then? We do meet then?
How full is the meeting, that meeting? Is there a lot of people coming that day, Joanna?
There are 3.
We should still have enough time to
I was gonna
vote.
say, I don't see anybody in here. Oh, Lockmere. Yeah.
They were rescheduled. November 30th, we have Old Home Day, Casa, and Genesis. And those were the ones that were supposed to be on October 19th, and there was, I believe it was the fire meeting. Fire?
Yeah.
So that-
And then we have the Association for the Blind, and what was the other one that, and
December...
New Beginnings?
December 7th, we've got Red Cross, New Beginnings, and the Association
Okay,
of the Blind.
all right. And then, that's it?
That's as far as we're at right now. We'll also need to do sewer commission, Lockmere Village, the selectmen's budget, and the 2 public hearings.
But the selectmen's, well, we also have to, now we have the Highway Department, Police Department. And I know the selectmen, you haven't started your budget yet, have you?
We've worked on some numbers into it.
I was told that we should have a draft of the selectmen's budget, I believe, the 14th of December.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she said December something.
Seeing as it's actually the town's budget, and it's our submission of it that goes to town meeting, we could work on that budget without the selectmen make recommendations.
Technically, the selectmen's budget's irrelevant to us.
Yes.
That's correct.
Ours is the one that matters.
That's
So
correct.
we could go through it,
I don't even wanna
start
see
looking
it.
at it, and then, once the selectmen have their recommendations, maybe they could have, some
Yeah, I think we should
additional
do that.
information.
Yep.
We should actually be coming up with our own.
I think we should too.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yes,
great
let's do
idea.
it.
That would be Jennifer. Beat the selectmen, say, here's the budget
Yeah,
committee.
here's-
Oh, we'll look so
Yes.
good.
I like that.
Which is what
I'm
is
going to get in
presented.
trouble. What did I do?
We'll vote on this
That
side.
is a very feasible thing to do.
Yeah.
and
Well, we're cutting that budget by 7% if it comes in earlier than ours, so tell them to delay. We're just gonna cut it right off.
Well, we were thinking
right
30,
off the
but we
top.
went to 7.
Well, they were
I
being
think
nice.
more than-
They were being
I think
generous.
10%
I was
sounds like a
striking
good
for
number to me.
4, but I started at 7.
I
Don't
know.
be greedy.
I think 10%, we start there.
Down.
People won't know that you're joking.
10%
It's a
cut.
nice round number.
Yes.
Last week,
do it.
the selectmen also looked at and approve the purchasing of a jack for the trucks. I don't know if that came up at the last meeting.
Oh, with the tire changer?
Not the tire change,
No,
an
this
actual
is in
jack.
addition to the
In
time.
addition,
Yeah,
oh, because the
and-
tire changer was
Yeah.
expensive.
This is about $2,500, I forget the amount. But the reason being is that what they were doing is with the big Peterbilt dump truck and that, they were putting it on the lift and working underneath it and then jacking it up while it's on the lift. And the mechanic was not very comfortable with that, so we're buying what
A hydraulic one? or-
yeah, that's what we're getting. It's like a floor jack, except for it's truck, and it's big dolly thing, and it goes underneath the front wheels, and hydraulically lifts it off the ground, as opposed to driving onto a lift that lifts the whole truck and just lifting it up. There's a lot of tire changing, brake changing, and stuff like that.
Are those portable, or they have to
Yeah,
be?
portable.
Okay, yeah. That's
So
good.
it actually could be brought
Yeah.
somewhere if a truck broke down.
How much does it weigh?
Well,
Yeah, who's gonna move
we need
it?
the truck to move it.
Yeah,
If we change a tire,
Yes.
when they were saying a tire changer, that's for big truck tires?
No.
No, that's just for normal
That's
tires,
for,
right?
yeah.
Truck.
Okay.
We have,
I was gonna say, 3,000.
not the I said, what about the tractor?
There's the other thing, the safety, as you're talking about it, is if there's a truck with the two tires together, that has to be in a rack before you could change that.
yeah, we're still having the truck tires done. You could literally kill yourself.
Right, that's what I was saying, is you can't do that.
Definitely.
When the bead seat, break your legs or...
But the feeling with the tire changer, like, now if they want tires changed, they have to drive, takes two people to take it up to Northeast Tire, have it done there, and come back. So those two people, are
Right.
not able to do any work, and it just seemed to be much more cost-effective to do it
Oh,
that way.
yeah.
Probably be
Now, is that
cheaper
for-
buying tires too, in bulk,
Yeah,
and,
we
you
can
know,
buy
if they're all
tires
the
when
same
they're
tire. Yeah.
on sale or order them from
We're glad we waited.
Now, John, was that for this year's budget or next?
this year's.
Oh,
Leftovers?
okay.
Did you bring us leftovers?
I didn't bring the leftovers, but I did bring this.
Is it meatballs?
That's what we're expecting.
Delicious.
I actually ate one and left in
Good, how are you?
You were here last year, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
No selectmen tonight?
Just me.
John,
Just John.
Yeah.
Yeah. do that.
Pat was here, but
Selectmen too? Why did he ask for so many copies?
That may
Let me
wander
just-
it back up.
They normally are.
Q.
The additional copies you can leave here and the selectmen can get them tomorrow night at the meeting if you want.
Because I made 16 copies because they had asked for that in the original letter.
Okay.
So those are just updated numbers.
do you mind?
We only have one new person this year, and he's not here, so I think you know everybody. I know everybody. You don't know everybody? All right, let's go around.
Stanley Brown. Yep, last few years.
Christine Dembski,
Actually-
I was here too.
Last year, I think I missed a lot of these medical reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Juliet Harvey, I was here.
Jane Alden.
John Scanlon.
Okay. And if you would just sign the sheet that's there it is, yes. Great, thank you.
Oh, there's Pat.
Oh, there she is.
We were looking for you, Pat.
Oh, we had a
We'll
question, I
find
forgot
out
what
later
it
on.
was.
We'll ask you later.
Updated.
Okay.
Want the audience to sign this as well?
No, just,
Is the first column actual?
Yes, that was as of today. Or actually yesterday, but it's dated today.
questions?
Yeah, grants are down. Is that something that's coming maybe in the next month or two?
Well,
Like $8,000?
yeah, we actually just got notified yesterday that we got 2,000 from Speedways. And that's not included in that because we haven't actually received it yet.
Okay.
And then we are applying for, he's going to apply for the children's auction. And I'm going to be working on the Franklin Savings Bank, but that's not until January 1.
Okay, so it will be short, so
Yeah,
that's,
there will be a
okay.
shortfall. But we also don't have any executive directors since May, so at the end of May, so, the board all works full-time, so it's kind of difficult to work on grants when you're working full-time and I have free time at night.
I
So
hear
you're
you.
filling in for
We're
the
here.
director. And so the salaries line that went up, it's like about
Yeah.
40,000.
And without a director.
So,
Didn't go up that much
13%. 113%.
to date, but I've kept staff on since we lost the director. I've kept some staff on to fill in that gap. But they're not
So-
actually making what he was making, but
but it's still up
Yeah.
quite a bit. So, what did they just working a lot of extra hours, or how does that
Well,
account?
we've also added staff.
Oh, okay, just
because-
overall.
Yeah, because we,
Okay.
for like for our school programs in summer, we had to add staff.
Okay.
So,
because of the licensing, we have to have a certain amount of staff for the children.
right.
Yeah.
How many additional do you have to have for the licensing?
It's, well, Brittany's considered the center director, and then we have to have,
I think it's 10 for the licensing.
Okay.
Freshman 15 is one for director.
Is that going well?
The licensing?
we actually have our inspection Friday
Friday
morning.
morning.
Oh, good.
Rescheduled. They were supposed to come Monday, but there was illness, so it should be coming on Friday morning to do the actual building inspection, but everything else has been submitted.
So you're looking to replace the director, I assume?
We are.
And is that in the 17 budget?
Kept the salary the same.
Cover it if you have the extra
Well,
staff.
Well, we'll cut back on the hours, the extra hours they've been working to fill in the gap that we have without having a director. We're gonna have to make do.
I thought you were,
The people we've interviewed, they all know right up front what the salary is, so
I thought though you had to have additional staff because you were going for the licensing.
we do. But I've also kept additional, some staff that don't necessarily work with the children, they're office staff and such. Maybe throwing out stuff.
Can you share what the salary is for the director?
39,000.
Oh,
Not a lot.
Does the salaries line include taxes and the,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Where do you get insurance that it goes down?
Where do we get insurance that it goes down?
You dropped insurance by $5,000.
The health insurance.
Yeah.
It's because we're not paying health insurance for the director since the end of May.
Right, but your 2016 budget is $30,500, your 2017 budget is $25,000.
It's because I'm on the board too. It's because we used to pay for Jim's spouse's insurance, the old director, but we're not gonna pay going forward for a spouse.
We're only going to pay just the employees' insurance.
I just want to know, so I can go get insurance.
Not really cheap.
No, it's, no.
So that would not be negotiable for the director.
I see a good job and income for rentals and programs. What do you see as the reason for programs rise? Efficiency, a number of programs, more programs?
I think that's probably what it has to do with, more programs. Well, the program committee, starting with the beginning of last year, tried to come up with a lot of new ideas for things that we could do. Obviously to bring money in, but also to give opportunity to other opportunities, different stuff for the community, so.
Good job.
And you've actually done well, I think, with the grants too, compared to other years.
Yep.
Any other questions, comments?
How's that van running?
Runs great.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Going for inspection sometime next week, so
Yeah, we'll
hopefully.
find out, yeah.
We'll find out for sure, but ran all summer with no problems.
Great.
What about the facilities? Have you, any problems anticipated coming up? Have they all been corrected? The building,
Building
yeah.
issues,
Roof's all set.
the sprinkler system is showing its age. We did have to replace a section of pipe, really spring. But haven't had any issues with that since then. We actually just we were having an issue with the heat. But just got all the thermostats replaced through Liberty Utilities. They have the old mercury thermostats, so they replaced something with them.
Oh, wow.
Saving us because with the thermostats that were in place, the heat was just pushing all the time, and the dials on they were so old, it was really hard to tell if they weren't working because, I mean, we'd have it on 40 and those things would still be kicking out 8 really, so it should save us money.
So, and the furnace itself, because I remember last year that came up as either the furnace or the boiler. There
We
was
did
a-
have some work
Yeah.
done on it this spring, and then we had, when the new maintenance guy was in, we had to have a little more work done on it, we had some rust
Oh.
and things, so they came in and worked on it, and I had asked the guy about thermostats, because heating season was coming, and then she couldn't control the heat, so he gave us price, and it was gonna be $2,000 to replace all of them. But he said he thought that they might be grant money out there, so then I went and spoke to Glenn Smith, and he said, well, yeah, there probably is, but let me make a couple of phone calls, and Liberty Utilities, they'll do it for free because they were energy efficient. So, I just got that done.
Good move.
Done this week, so.
Great. Very nice. That sounds good.
Now, do you guys get a discount on your electricity at all?
We
You know, from that new-
We don't right now, but we actually were asked by the school district to provide them with our electric bills because we're trying to
Put you in the, yeah, I went to that meeting, so I
haven't heard
know.
from them yet, but we've given them what they've asked for.
Wonderful.
And the same with the gas.
Same with the gases.
One of the school district ones, or was it both school districts? I can't remember.
It's just,
How do you think you're gonna come in budget to at the year? You got about 6 weeks left, and you got a $40,000 budget gap, if you will. Do you think you're gonna come close, or is it gonna be, I mean, you're running with your expenses, you're running good with your now, but is that gonna translate? I mean, knock on wood, it's been a fairly mild winter so far,
Yeah,
you know, but
it'll be close, but I don't know. We can tell. Pray for no snow. And the cold weather between now and then.
All right, any other
Any more
questions?
fundraisers?
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of people that might want to speak on behalf of the families. If you like.
No jumpers.
Just coming to give support. Yeah. They've been running really well. kids are happy there, I'm happy that they're happy there. I'm a vigilant parent, and everything that they set out to do, they achieve.
I think you should be commended for the job you've done under the circumstances. I think you've done an outstanding job.
Thank you. We're trying.
It's tough.
I've been really impressed when we as parents come to them with program ideas. They're really ready to accept them. Both of my girls have been up through the program, the preschool program, and I'm really impressed with things.
The cameras that came to the meeting, I know they talked about getting all kinds of cameras. I don't remember the number, but it was, I guess they needed the cameras to meet some requirement, and then they weren't sure how they were going to pay for them.
We still don't know how we're gonna pay for them, we're just, writing grants.
How-
We had a quote from Mango for,
How many?
putting in for,
How many cameras do you need?
it was,
Like 30,000.
What?
yeah.
I'm installing cameras now.
Piecemeal, where you do the essential cameras, I mean,
You can
like,
just
your-
install
I
it.
was purchasing the cameras through him too, and we figured we could purchase them cheaper on our own through stores, and then
Yeah.
just get them installed.
Tim, I
It's not a
talked,
can just do it yourself?
For licensing, it's something we want to do for security purposes.
Because we do have some
Oh.
in place, but they're not like that type, and the system is a little bit older, so I think the purpose was to try to get something newer. And
I just
And
bought.
most likely, just like the body cameras or anything IT, it's the software and the storage and the camera itself.
Well, I mean, I don't know what
Small
kind of
percentage.
storage you need as far as backlogging, but you can buy these night owl systems. They're really for the home, but you can buy 6 cameras. They all go into one device and then into your router, and people are just installing them themselves. I'm installing. It's not difficult. They're getting more consumer friendly. So I just don't want to see you guys spending like 30 grand when you can just buy something like off the shelf like that that is high def. Yeah. And it does cloud, and it's IP based. You can look at it from any device, and so there is plenty of options out there. They're not hard to install.
there's some requirements though from the state, aren't there, in terms of, are there
I
requirements?
hadn't heard of any or seen
Okay.
anything.
I thought as a part of getting your certification, you had to have,
Yeah, she has
It's
never
nothing?
mentioned that
Okay.
to us.
Oh,
We
okay.
see her,
Okay.
we'll be seeing her on Fridays. so.
okay.
there's a sale, Black Friday sale at BJ's, it's an 8-camera system, like $700.
Yeah.
I was thinking if you get one just for your main floor, your entrances, and,
Yeah.
at least you have something, and, because I even think they have cables that, I think they're on 50-foot runs.
Yeah, they include the cable. I just.
But no, but this one, I think you can, it's like, so let's say you need 100 foot of cable, it's actually expandable, so you can just clip in, put another 50 feet out, and get another camera, and then all you just need to do is just hide the wires. I don't know if you have a drop ceiling or not, but you can hide the wire up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Or just, that's the one thing, you gotta be able to protect the cable, so if you buy a little conduit or something like that, it might be cheaper, and just, at least you get your basic camera in, and the bad camera system is not, I just saw a picture from up north, and it says, have you seen this person? And it looks like a ghost, like, it's not Casper, but the police department put it out up north, and I'm like, it was like, looked like a ghost walking through the lobby of the hotel, because they robbed the hotel at night, because there was no one at the front desk. And I'm like, either that or they're in a hazmat suit, one or the other.
Did you check with anywhere besides Mango?
Jen is not here. Scott's wife actually did get quotes. She gave us Mango because that was the cheaper of the, did she do 2 or 3, Scott?
I think she did 2, but what she did was, she had the chief go into the Pines, because he did a few over there in Northfield in his department, and also down to a couple town places that they needed cameras, and he went in there, there's another officer who does it, and I think what you were saying about night owls. He purchased night owls for a couple of places in town. And he went in the pines and figured out, 1, 2, 3, 4, he counted every single spot that
We asked them
he felt
the ideal spot.
would,
the ideal spot.
ideal spot to
Oh,
have a
okay.
camera. Because somebody from the board would say, oh, that corner would be perfect, but the chief knows, I don't know how he knows, but he's done it. What the corners and which angles, so he 2 or 3 in this room, he would say 5 or 6 because of this and because of that. So,
Yeah,
he gave us his...
The systems that they have, and I've installed them, friends, I've installed in my house, and these are plug and play. It's just like a VCR deck, you have a monitor, and you run the wire, which you don't need an electrician for, because it's all low voltage. So, you don't be led astray that you guys have to spend $23,000 to get a camera system. You could buy it. If you want help doing it, I would volunteer to come down, help you snake wires or anything like that. They mount right into the walls. You can get different resolutions for them. You don't have to have the best, because I think you're just mainly using to have like the front desk or something. Somebody can watch and see if something else is going on. But you can also record who's going out. It keeps track of everything for, you can rewrite over for 7 days or 30 days, and that's all you need. And like Tiger Direct, you can go and look at them, and you can get one for like $1,200. You can get a Cadillac system.
How much did they
really nice.
cost for the...
Don't be afraid to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You guys,
That's
your
what
money
I
is
bet.
tough to get. And I hate to see somebody, a commercial business, profiting off of you guys for something that is a plug-and-play system.
We got them for the senior center, and how...
We bought them, Tim bought them for, originally, the first set we got at BJ's, and then we shopped around, and we got, you can add on to them, depending on, first, if you get 8 cameras, then you get a 16-camera one. You can add on to them, depending on the definition that you want. So we did the senior center, we did town hall, public works, and we did PD. And, for about $700, we did town hall. That's it.
You don't need anybody to install it. You really don't.
Yeah, you don't.
If you can turn a screwdriver,
And the chief
You run
and
a-
Merrick
like a
Wiseman
speaker
did
way.
out at the senior center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tim and Al, the plant, did the senior center, and also did the highway department as well. I mean, all it is
like speaker wire,
John said,
like
it's speaker
just
wire.
plug it in a speaker at your house.
That's all it is.
Same
But
wire.
You would need to know the angle. I mean, we have cameras outside here now, outside the town hall, that are angled in a position that we needed to have for the best security. So we had professionals say to us, police chief, say, you need one here, and then once they said you need one here, we marked it there, and then they did the grunt work in putting it through the ceiling and getting it to that place. And they did it. So it was fairly inexpensive way to do it. Once we got the original one at BJ's, because it was on sale at that time, it was cheapest, and then Tim shops around for the best place. Some he got in Amazon that were really cheap, some he got at Tiger Direct. I mean, there was quite a bit of shopping around.
But the resolution is very, very good.
It's
Oh, yeah,
excellent. We have Riverfront Park.
nice
but
now.
We originally put them into Riverfront Park, but we since upgraded the ones at Riverfront Park because they needed to be an outdoor high def at Riverfront Park because we could see the image, but it needed to be nighttime too because we had a lot of damage in the, we won't go into the details of what we were doing tonight, but it was sad, but now we have that. And so the parks are going up a level there. But we still have the original cameras here and they work pretty well. I mean, we can look at them, that camera up there shows in 4 places who comes into town hall, when they come in, that monitor up there. And you get, so when we're upstairs and on Thursday nights, the doors are open, so anyone can come in. So Kim is down there usually for 5:30, so if someone comes in, you know, whatever, starts a fight or gets angry, whatever, you need to know that you're okay downstairs. And sometimes the welfare director is down there, so there's people down there. And we have to have those cameras available, because they're very high resolution. We can see them on the monitor. So we have, Tim looks at them in his office, and Gail has them in her office behind her as well. And they can rewind back. There was an accident out here that they were able to find out who was actually at fault. You know, a lot of things came about, and they were able to solve because
We caught a bank robber going by.
Right, at Riverfront Park, that, with Franklin Savings Bank last year, we caught the robber because it was the Jeep. The high definition camera actually caught the Jeep and the license plate off of the car, off of the Jeep going by. So Tim was able to go back at that period of time and watch on tape. So,
You can plug these in before you mount them and hold them like this in different areas and say, hey, you know, that gives me what I want. You'll walk around the room with a little X, that's where I want it. For somebody to go and tell you, oh, you need one over here, you don't know what that's going to look like until you put the camera there. So, you know, if you just get that, and like I said, I'd be willing to help you guys out, but I didn't know, snake the wires for it.
take advantage of that.
I just hate seeing anybody going outside of these.
And when they did it at the senior center, we don't have drop ceilings. I mean, it's an old building.
And it's tin walls.
And it's the tin walls, so they just ran it across like the molding around the top. And you can see it coming down, but only maybe that much of it. And it's, you know, nobody would ever notice it.
I just have one last question. When you're looking for a new director, what would be your goals for improving your bottom line? Because really, that's what we're talking about, you know? Marketing, getting the word out, for fundraising, for programs. Okay.
We actually are...
So increasing income, not decreasing.
We actually... Did you get the email? Is it yours? The one I read?
Yes, I
did.
I looked at that.
We actually have 2 final interviews on Monday night, and we've invited, besides our board, we've invited the selectmen from both towns and the 2 police chiefs to come and sit in on the interviews.
And I know one of the things we talked about is the importance of having somebody who's going to be out in the community and known in the community and the outreach part of that, so.
We talked about having the director be out, making relationships with businesses, being on Rotary, because we've lacked that for a little while. Just really not being in the office much, being out and about.
And that's why, you know, everybody talks about do it yourself. I mean, I don't think you guys are gonna necessarily be the ones doing it yourself, but the ability of the Pines to get volunteers would be a heartbeat.
Can I put your name?
Yeah. I've been to the Pines, but I didn't grow up in Tilton, so wasn't a kid growing up with the Pines, but I grew up in a place that had places like that, and me and any of my friends would. I know of 2 people who would volunteer as electricians by putting a poster at Tilton House on their bulletin board. I know 2 guys who would jump on that just to be able to help. And Tim, I'm sure, would help on his time.
When you add programs, does it increase your costs? You know, how does that work?
Try not to have it increase that much, it really depends on the program.
Do
I mean, you try to account for it, if you know, you're charging for the program, you're trying to account for it in the program fee, obviously, like, keeping it as low as we can to, you know, accommodate the people and the communities, but at the same time, obviously, we have to appropriate, so.
Woodworking projects.
And John, and they broke it down, actually, program expenses
Power up.
of raised up, but the program income raised up considerably.
Oh, you can look at the,
Program expenses, like the fourth one from the
Income's
bottom,
20 grand.
Yep.
and program at the top, very top.
Yep.
Yeah. 20,000 income and 10,000 expense.
We've definitely implemented a few new fundraising events this year too, and we have some coming up early next year. We did an indoor yard sale. That was our first time that we're gonna start to do twice a year, and everything was donated to us. And I think we raised almost $2,000 with that.
It ended up being more than
It was
2,000.
one of our large fundraisers, so
Good
we're gonna
idea.
keep doing that going forward. And
great
then we
idea.
have a couple things coming up beginning of the year that we haven't done, mostly centered towards adults, like a paint night and trivia night. Like, we're just trying to think of new ideas to gather people in there, besides just kids, so, we have that stuff in the works.
The theater group has been using the Pines for rehearsals. The robotics club from the high school is just starting to use the Pines as well. Okay, middle school, or is it mixed?
It's mixed, it's middle school, high school.
Middle school, high school.
That they're using it on.
And we hosted the TNS Santa.
Yeah, the Santa Fund application day will be there tomorrow.
2 weeks every year as well.
Okay.
So
Very
we're trying to
good.
get
Yeah,
more bodies in there.
yeah. You advertise, you used to get stuff with the school kids. I don't know if that's still sent out, because my kids are older and I don't get anything anymore, so I don't know about how you reach the schools.
Get an email.
Oh, they send an email like so many times a day, nobody checks it, unfortunately.
I got an email yesterday for spaghetti supper last night.
Tonight.
Is it tonight?
See, I thought it was last night too. Before you got here tonight, we had a big discussion about it.
Yep.
Because I thought it was last night.
I thought it was last night.
What's the best way to send an email to the town?
Board selectmen.
Board of Selectmen and not the individual, just
The board, it goes to all of
to all of you?
this.
And then if it needs to go to anybody else, like the budget committee or whatever, it's forwarded.
They would forward it to, or Joyce would forward it. Okay. So just to the Board of Selectmen. Your
You can
Facebook
forward
page.
it too. I mean, if you did Board of Selectmen budget at tiltonnh.org, right? And then highway at tiltonnh.org. Tilton PD at tiltonnh.org. Now you've covered everybody.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, our Christmas breakfast, which I know is a month, but we're having a Christmas breakfast on December 3rd.
Yeah, we're having a fundraiser
But-
December 3rd.
Yeah.
Go to both of them. The chief said he would go to both of them.
You did
He
he?
did, I saw him tonight.
Well,
He
we'll
said he
talk to
was
him
going
about that.
both. He said he was going to both, so.
Free breakfast at
When is yours?
December 3rd.
Well, that's that one, because ours begins at 10. I know, ours begins at 8. 8 to 10.
pancake contest. Who has the better pancakes? Just put bacon on it, it makes it all better.
You can put bacon in ours, you can get eggs.
Get bacon, sausage, French toast.
And a softball team.
Santa Claus will be there.
Oh, there you go, Eric. Yeah. I was thinking that.
He was Santa Claus one year.
So no excuses that you didn't know about this event.
I thought you were Santa Claus.
Well,
a helper?
If there's children watching, I was a helper of Santa, because it was a big production.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job again.
Thank you. No, it's hard. What is this? Jane, does this say 63? That's what I thought it said. Alright. So what kind of rhyme do we have here, huh?
See that whole thing you were sitting here, you could have put all those in the little
Kind of what kind of
things.
We're doing the bribes now.
Doing the bribes.
Next week.
Get the bribes here.
Oh, these are good ones.
It's in there, I've had.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to either because of the sugar. I'm not diabetic, but I'm not supposed to have sugar.
It's a ton of sugar. Let's take a look at this.
Oh, for
Don't eat
Christmas?
it? Oh, that
Thanksgiving,
is
so then I can eat whatever piece of pie I want.
Abel gave it to me, I said, I want that, and I
I want it.
I'll probably pay for it tomorrow.
I have one that somebody gave me.
My wife
That's-
does.
I don't know whether it's
She
just like
makes
that or not.
cupcakes.
I'll have to look at mine to see what mine
But
is.
she'll put the
Maybe it's a whole
thing in the
one.
cupcake thing, like halfway,
And I think it's a
cook it
mustache.
halfway,
I think
stick
it is.
those
I think it's a
frozen
mustache thing.
into the
I think it's an antique. and
batter,
A mustache?
and then fill the batter up and cook it the
What?
rest of the way.
I don't think you want to give
So
it.
you bite into it and it's got,
God,
It's,
plus
you know,
the shell,
like
plus
a
the
hostess.
middle.
you know? Oh my God. No, it all just molds
Is she
into.
making that for Christmas?
Stamp.
I hope not, because I just get that much batter, you know?
She'll have to bring it in
them
here.
don't even
We'll
make
eat
it.
it with you.
Honestly, half of them don't even make it to the thing, you know?
All right,
Especially
guys,
if you have to
let's-
carry it.
Can't do on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good luck.
You took two.
I took one. Come back for
Can we,
Well, then what are you
like,
eating?
adjourn?
a piece of it.
Come on, we gotta check with Pat.
You guys see this?
No, I don't.
1969. Good year.
Tilton.
What about it?
What about it?
This looks like fighter knuckles though.
So you just called us to order.
Somebody brought it in for the yard sale and they
Guys,
saved it
have
for
that
us.
conversation after, we were almost ready to leave.
5 minutes.
Pat, before we could approve the minutes, there was a question on something that says, the project may be delayed until spring. This is talking about the sidewalk. They have a contract with R&D for the paving. A miscalculation in the surface area will bring the cost in higher than expected. Is that the cost of the sidewalk or the road?
The road, Westwood Road,
Okay.
was originally measured at 22 feet wide and it actually is 20.
I will take two though.
So we don't even need that, though, a miscalculation.
It's already been done. Works been done.
Okay, but we can just cross that out, because it's not really appropriate, because we were talking about paving, right?
The other one, I think it might be a
You could have been sitting here
error.
putting
Go
them in
down
too.
to the
Yeah, you're right.
second hole punch on page
Both
2,
saying the same thing.
where it says personnel. I think it should be person. Second hole punch, page 2.
This is page 2.
Second hole punch.
Person, okay.
It's the same paragraph, right?
We tried.
I just said mine on.
No,
I didn't
personnel
put it
issue.
in
It's
anywhere.
personnel issues,
It's personnel?
yeah. Between the Parks Commission and the Highway Department in the past.
Okay.
Highway personnel and Parks Commission personnel.
Okay.
They asked a question
Yeah.
last week about cost of what it would be to bring the personnel for landscaping.
We already, yeah, we done
into
that.
that.
Yeah, we went into that earlier. Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as amended.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as amended.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
Opposed?
I abstained too.
and 2 abstained.
3 abstained.
3 abstained.
Wait, does that make a tie?
Aye.
He wasn't here.
Jules and
I was
Stan.
not.
She was here.
Okay, and Pat's voting.
It's like a
I was worn out from the
No, we're not saying
post-election.
no.
People
Right.
being upset and emotional.
People are still emotional,
Yeah.
sick of it.
The approach, the money spent on urban versus Evans. Really, there was a directive given out, Evans over urban, and as a matter of fact, the chief removed the urban tax from vehicles.
Oh,
So what you saw was kind of a residual billing. And next month,
Could see a difference. Okay,
that's already been done.
thank you.
Yeah.
Is it market price? Because I noticed the price seems to be creeping back down. No, but in general, is it like if it's market price, does it fluctuate? Because the price seems to be coming down, so it should be cheaper.
I thought it was trying to go up.
Your question.
He did.
You want
We
this
just-
one?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, I'm gonna keep it on the phone. Put it in the front.
All right, I think that's it.
Make a
No
motion to
meeting
adjourn.
next week. Have a happy Turkey Day.
you too, Jane,
When's next?
and everybody else.
And just remember, you are what you eat.
I'm fine with that.
Who's turning it on?
Oh, yeah.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?